All right, let's go.
It was a little bit hard to hear that. Did you just say Stipe had to give a shit about your feelings?
I can give two shits about his feelings. You know, like I was watching something called Destined today, and it said he said, I get so upset thinking about it. You know, it just pisses me off. And then I think his wife said something to the effect of, when people talk trash, it just makes it worse for him. Well, good thing about our job is we get to punch each other in the face. So I'm gonna keep talking, and it's his job to shut me up.
Obviously, no one likes to lose, but are you surprised at how much he's changed after the loss?
You know, he has changed after the loss. You know, I think I honestly, as an opponent, it would be tough to spend 6 weeks with me anyways. Like, I'm not saying I'm pleasant to be around, especially when I'm digging at you constantly. But I think he could deal with it before the first fight, because that was the idea he was going to win. But I think when you lose the fight, it becomes much more difficult. So that's why you see him so pissed off at me.
If he had beaten you and you'd have shown this attitude to him, do you think he would be feeling the same as you, or do you think he would understand, being that this is what he's shown you?
I don't think, I mean, I don't know. We all respond differently, right? When I lose, I cry. You know, he didn't shed tears, but, you know, he's been like, I'm going to get what I feel I deserve, and that's how he's acting. So, whatever.
Do you think there's a chance he might be able to get into his head even a little bit more during fight week? I mean, he's frustrated, but he hasn't done the fight week with you yet leading into this one.
No, not yet. You know, but he's frustrated. He's frustrated
it's a good sign
from afar. Yeah. I would love for him to come in there and try to kill me and make it worse. Because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be in there fighting. You know, I'm not afraid of anybody, you know? And that's what I think people don't really truly get. I will, even if I lose, I'm still not afraid of you. You know, it's going to be a fight, you know, so it is what it is.
Do you think the fact that he didn't take another fight after the loss is a sign, some kind of sign that maybe he was a little bit unsure of himself, of being afraid to lose and miss out on the chance? What do you think of this rematch?
I love the rematch, because as I've said from the beginning, if there was not this Brock Lesnar thing, I would have fought him. I didn't want to fight him in Madison Square because I had 3 weeks, and I know he's too tough to fight on such short notice. I respect his skill way too much to take him on short notice. I wouldn't have done that. Hence the Derek Lewis fight. But I fought again and I won. You know, and I probably would have fought again if not for my back. You know, so it's just a matter of perspective. I guess he felt like he wanted to sit and wait, and that's what he did. You know, I just think that, yeah, I wouldn't have done that. When I got beat by Jones the first time, I immediately scheduled a match with Ryan Bader, right? And then Jones got in trouble, and I got that title fight for the vacant title. When I lost to him again, I said, okay, I'm going to take 6 months because I got knocked out for the first time, give myself a little bit of time to recover. But I told you guys right after, I said, 2017, I'm done, right, at July. But I fought as soon as 2018 flipped. I didn't wait much. I fought 20 days into 18 because I knew I had to try to get myself back up on the horse and see how to get back to where I wanted to be.
How much do you think the layoff will impact him, that you fought one more time than he has since the last time you guys fought?
You know, I don't know if it's going to impact him all that much. He's a veteran. You know, he's a veteran. You know, he's a guy that can fight, but I just think that it leads to a little bit of uncertainty, especially when it happens like that. I've been there. You know, when I got beat in the same building in Anaheim, when I walked to that octagon against Volkan Ozdemir, who had knocked everybody out in the first round, I was like, ugh. You know, like, I had to start fighting to realize, okay, nothing's really changed. You know, and there's going to be some time in there where he's going to have to feel nothing's changed. And then the difference was I wasn't fighting the same guy, right? Like, I fought someone different after getting knocked out by Jones. He's going to be in there with the same guy that beat him the last time. So we'll see what type of mental effect that takes on him.
You said that this one, if it's not the last, it's second to last. Are you enjoying anything differently about this fight week, knowing that?
I take it all in all the time. I just love this, man. Like, I'm a competitor. I've been doing this my whole life. You know, I just love being in front of people. I love entertaining. I love fighting. It's just what I love to do, and this is no different than any other time.
Jones went on a little bit of a Twitter rant the other day. Where did that come from, do you think?
I think when it comes to maybe trying to, you know, divert my attention a little bit to what's possibly next, or you know, I don't know. He kind of went off, you know, because when I'm doing these interviews, people ask me about him, so then I talk about it, and I'm only being truthful, you know. heavyweight champion of the world is the heavyweight champion of the world. And as I said time and time again, times have changed. You know, before, a lot of my security, not only in my legacy, but also in my financial world, was tied to him, because that's where I sold the most pay-per-views. I don't have to do that anymore. You know, and I think it doesn't sit well with him. So he wants to put himself in something that's really not involved with him. I think the book's closed on Brock Lesnar. For me, at least. You know, I'm not worried about nothing that I can't control. I'm going to fight Stipe Miocic and get my hand raised.
And when are you tag teaming with Cain Velasquez?
You know, we may tag team in a local gym in Gilroy. Do one of those smoker shows like we used to do in Mid-South Wrestling. Put some folding chairs on the floor and go wrestle some dudes from the neighborhood.
When John says, oh, he's too scared to come down to 205, he's not going to do that, is that just the obvious case of reverse psychology and he's trying to goad you down there?
I can't think for an idiot. You know, like when you look through a glass, it's like put up this glass with the whole script on the backside of it. If I say he won't do it, maybe he'll do it. It's like I'm talking to a 12-year-old. It's like my son and his friends trying to convince him to pick the guy that they want him to pick on UFC. You know exactly what it is. If I want to fight him again, I'll go to 205.
And with Stipe, you found success in the clinch. Obviously, he's going to go away and try and fix that hole. Do you now have a counter to his counter?
You know, one thing that I've done a really good job of in my career is I worry about what I do. And I'm very confident that if I'm myself to the best of my ability, I can beat anyone. And they've got the things to go find answers to. You know, I won the fight. There were some situations where he gave me issues, and I addressed those too. But I know how dangerous he is, but I didn't go try to reinvent the wheel. I'm the same guy. I'm the same guy that fought Gary Frazier in his first fight. You're not gonna see me doing spinning back kicks and shit. You remember I tried that against Roy Nelson? It was hard. And I also tried that jumping kick against Frank Mir. It's like when I started trying to experiment with shit, I looked like an idiot. So I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just gonna do what I do.
Hey Daniel,
last question over there.
Oh, I trained with Buchecha yesterday. Yeah, he's the best. I mean, he's the best grappler in the entire world. You know, so if this fight goes to the ground, I'm grappling with the absolute best grappler in the world, and it wasn't fun, but it was very educational.
Hey Daniel, just a couple for you. First, you know, your friend Henry Cejudo, he's really rolling
Triple C.
with this cringe gimmick that he's got.
He's the best.
I love it. If you had to guess, who's got a better shot at beating him, Shevchenko or Nunes?
Oh, what? It's crazy, right? Like that.
No, he's the one doing it.
I love it, but let me tell you something, man. All I've seen that kid do his whole life is win, so nobody's beat him. Henry Cejudo's the man. He's Triple C's the man. The king of cringe.
On a more serious note, you know, there's a lot of great sports features and documentaries, but you had that E60 special come out. What is it like for you to sit there on the couch and watch your own story be told like that?
You know, I watched it with my family. You know, everybody was calling me at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Did you see it? Did you see it? I was like, no, I didn't watch it yet because I'm going to wait till my family wakes up. They woke up and we laid in bed, me, Daniel, and my daughter and my wife. And, you know, we're going through the whole thing, and I've spoken to them about my daughter. And but they're kids, you know. They run around, they don't pay attention, but then when they saw it all on the screen, my daughter looked over and goes, I was going to have a sister. And then we had to kind of explain to her everything that happened. But the show did a fantastic job of it. My kids are so smart and so attentive, and they're just like the light of my life and my world. And for me to sit there and share that, my entire story with them was amazing. The ups and the downs. You know, like Selena always tells me when we're watching wrestling videos, Daniel has to see me lose too. He can't always just see the good. You know, so we show him me losing to John Jones, me losing to Cael Sanderson, me losing all those matches. And I think ESPN and Ariel Helwani and E60 did the best job of telling my story that anyone's ever done, ever.
Last one on this. Between, you know, you're doing the coaching, you've got a family to raise. At what point in your athletic career did you recognize that you've got an opportunity to be a real role model here?
You know, I think when you start aspiring to be a role model to people, you fall short. You know, you don't go and chase that responsibility. You allow it to come to you. And I just know the impact that my coaches had on me. You know, when I didn't have a ride to practice, someone always picked me up. And, you know, if I didn't have certain things, people helped me. You know, Jim Ravinack was a guy that helped me go to every national tournament financially because we couldn't afford it. And it was like, I know the impact that he had on me. So I just want to make sure that I'm impacting people too. I got a lot of lessons from people. And if I can just pay it forward and give back a little bit, it's great. And I want to instill that in my family, in Daniel and Marquita, that if they become something special and they become a person that lives in the public eye, just give it back. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. It's only time. It's only time. It doesn't cost me anything. I give these people time. And now at Gilroy High School, we have 3 kids went to college this year. We got 2 kids signed to Division I scholarships next year. And we've got one of the best teams in the country. And I'm just going to continue to try to push kids through Gilroy and AKA to earn college scholarships.
Thank you.
Last question, guys.
Do you think you felt the best that Stipe had to offer first time?
I think Stipe in the build up to this fight, there are a lot of things that have been said, and I feel he was fighting well. I do. He took me down. He hit me with some good shots. But when you listen to him talk, it's almost like I just landed a lucky punch, like I wasn't very competitive. I think if that's the mindset that he's trained with, I think it's a massive mistake. I was very honest with myself that he hit me. I mean, one time he hit me with 2 right hands back to back, and I didn't go down. That right hand landed on a lot of heavyweights, and they went to sleep. That's why I was so worried. I was like, man, if this dude lands his right hand, I'm going to bed. But then he hit me with it. And one time he hit me, and I wasn't even looking at him, and it just landed clean on the button, and I was like, oh, I'm still here? You're like, oh, still in Vegas? Where am I? But he landed. But I felt he feels that he was giving his best. And if that was his best, it's not enough. Really, it's not enough.
You're worried that Cortez is going to help him out for this fight after that E60?
Who's Cortez?
Carmen Cortez.
Oh, Carmen Cortez? Yeah. Oh, I was like, what? Who are you talking about? Oh, Carmen, yeah, he was the bane of my existence as a 7-year-old kid. But, for the record, I won the last one. I won one whenever I was a senior in high school. Times have changed a little bit. But, hey, man, look, I'm just enjoying this. I thank you guys for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. But, emotions don't matter in this thing. It's about a fight. It's about technical skills. And as I've said time and time again, I respect the guy. I just think I'm better than him.
Thanks, guys.